From the Owens Outcome Student Media Center, this is Community Connection, putting you in touch with what's happening within the community and on our campus. Here's your host.
Welcome to Community Connection. My name is Rob Thomas. Our guest today is Bill Tussey. Bill is a photographer who has an exhibit on display at the Walter E. Terhune Gallery here on the Toledo area campus of Owens Community College. Welcome, and tell us about being a photographer.
Thanks for the opportunity. Being a photographer, to me, I think the best way to describe it is the way Robert Mapplethorpe did. If I were older, I would be a sculptor, but since I use photography, it's kind of like instant sculpture. It's a moment frozen in time. And while the adage is true that a picture is worth 1,000 words, there's no doubt that a picture can satisfy in ways that words never can.
Now, you mentioned sculptor, but you're really painting with light.
Absolutely. The key element of photography is light. You're not capturing a picture, you're not capturing a moment. You're capturing light. And understanding how that light works makes every photographer an artist.
What is the exhibit like that's at Owens Community College and will be on display until October 29th?
This is an exhibit called Something in the Water. It's part of a larger exhibit. I have probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 3,000 images that are similar to these. These are 18 that I've chosen for various reasons. They met the criteria in my mind for a particular reason. But they're all about water, about the transformative power of water, the restorative power of water, the changing power and the changing elemental force of water.
It's interesting that you're here and that you have this exhibit. Prior to your exhibit, we had an artist who was here who was talking about a lot of the fracking that's taking place in southern Ohio, and that's where you live currently and have been able. Has that been an effect on some of the photography that you've taken?
Not so much. I shoot on almost exclusively on public lands, and thankfully fracking has not been an issue where we are. It's near us, but it's not too near us. But these are all taken on public land in southern Ohio and eastern Kentucky.
As I walk through the Rotunda of the Fine and Performing Arts building at Owens Community College, I've seen the photos that you have on display, and they're amazing.
Thank you.
The colors in vibrant, the use of the soft focus you have after you've captured your subject. What inspires you?
This actually started when, probably about 2012 or 13, there was a trend in photography of trashing the dress. And while that was cute and it was gimmicky, it always kind of upset me that they were ruining these fine garments. I'm like, you can do better than this. Let's think about this. And I hit on the idea of taking formal wear and putting it in a creek and changing the way people viewed how to trash it. Is this really trashing? No, it's the whole thing about trashing a dress particularly was some tumultuous life event that needed a big change. Water changes people. Water changes everything. Wars have been fought and cultures have died over water. So taking these formal gowns and putting them in the water changes the elements of what it means to trash it. It's not really trashing. A friend recently said, I was shooting her daughter, and she said, it's more of a drowning the dress. And I said, well, that's not bad. I like that, drowning the dress. So these are really about learning who you are and taking the risk of getting in the water and getting immersed in the changes that are inevitably going to come in life.
Well, Bill, I want to thank you for being here. The exhibit is here on display now until October 29th. It's held in the Rotunda at Owens Community College in the Fine and Performing Arts building. I want to thank you for joining us and being here and sharing these fantastic photos that you've created.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
I'm Rob Thomas. This is Community Connection.
This has been Community Connection. If your group or organization would like to appear on Community Connection, message us from the Owens Community College Radio Facebook page. From the Owens Outcome Student Media Center, this has been Community Connection.